Hey, what up, beautiful people? What up, Sky Squad? So I just recorded this video, and if you're watching this, that means I did not feel like it was a good representation of my 8-month lock update. So I've been kind of out of it, and I recorded a video because I was looking cute, but I was just so on chill mode that I'm just kind of like, but now I'm in better spirits, so I'm like, let me just re-record this thing. So I did take pictures of how long my hair has came, and we'll talk about that in a second. But if you're new here and never seen my lock journey updates, what I always do is give you an up-close look at my hair. So that's what we're about to do in 2.5 seconds, and then we'll talk about it. So here we go. Okay guys, so that was my up close and personal look at my hair. Okay, so it's been a glorious 8 months, and let's see some changes. Basically I feel like my hair's gotten a little longer, but it's not like growing as fast. I think what's happening is my loose natural hair, which we'll talk about in a minute, but my loose natural hair, like your new growth and blah blah blah, I think it's finally like those are starting to compress and bud. So after a retwist, they're like palm rolled and stretched, but then when they're actually getting to those buds, I feel like they're actually intertwining and compressing. So my hair hasn't gotten shorter, but it's definitely not as long as I thought it was. Like a couple days ago, I'm like, dang, it got long. But I really think what it is just kind of, it seems like it's at a standstill because the same loose natural hair I was measuring is now getting into bud and budding form. So that's kind of what's happening. When you see in the measurement clips, I feel like it's the same amount as 7 months. I think a little bit longer than what it was at 6 months, but it's just now the loose natural hair is like catching up, and as the loose natural hair that's been there, ride it out, hold it down, as that is actually intertwining and compressing, I'm still having new growth. So it kind of like equals and evens out in a way. If my hair was dyed, I think you will be able to tell more of, okay, I haven't dyed my hair in so long, and this is how much I've grown. You know what I'm saying? So that's like my little tidbit. I haven't had any itching. I have not had any problems. Okay, well, it's not really a problem, but I'm noticing it. I am catching a little bit more fuzzies. I don't know if I have any. Well, wait, speaking of the devil, you see that? I get little fuzzies in more often now. So I know people want to tell you 9 times out of 10 to stay out of your head, but really you need to get in there and shake it. And get all the fuzzies out. But that's the only thing. It's like been attracting more fuzzies, and so I think it kind of gets a little fuzzy at the end sometimes, and it just attracts to cotton balls like magnet. I'm still having little like freaking balls on the end of my locks. Like, what the hell? Like that. Honestly, at this point, I just kind of pull it off. But I think I just found it. Like, you could kind of tell, like, that was probably a ball. You know what I mean? Maybe it's just a curly cue, but I think it was a little ball at the bottom. But it kind of helps your locks in one way or another. See that little ball there? A little ball there. In the beginning, I used to just, through habit, when they were still starter locks, would just pull them out. I mean, there's not that many of them, but nothing fatal happened to my locks by pulling the little paws off. But from what people have said, it helps with the lock process. So I have been trusting that ever since I got wind of it, and I haven't pulled off any intentionally since. Although that one, I just want to pull it, but yeah. I'm pretty sure this is, if we don't know by now, this is probably the size of what my locks are going to be. Oh, so most of my locks is like pretty much like 100% of my hair, if you don't count the new growth, is like in budded form. I think I wasn't really aware of like how fast this was going because I have locks of different sizes, and that does not mean I have different parts in my hair necessarily, but you have like different hair textures in your hair. So like natural in the front, my hair is a lot more softer, as like everyone's. Like most people have soft hair in the front, and most people's front is usually a problem area. Like it's the most likely to like unravel during a wash, or takes the longest to bud, and all that jazz. So usually people have problems with the front. Like that's a normal thing. But it's like just generally speaking in my hair. This one is pretty sizable. Like it's pretty legit. I mean, it's legit. Now, on this side, this mimics the feel of the front of my hair. Like it feels that soft, and it's so much smaller. And it's not even like, she didn't part it smaller. They're all equal. There's 4 equal parts back there. But it just seems smaller. I wonder if I can do it side by side. Let me get it. See, you can kind of tell the thickness. I would do it like this. You can tell, see, you can really tell the thickness differences. And I have a couple of locks. Like that's the main one, probably because I could find it faster. See, it has a good amount of hair there, but it's just like so soft. And so since it's so soft, it's just kind of like smaller. And it wouldn't like necessarily unravel, but it is going through the budding process as well. But I just didn't account for that because I'm like, it's so small. When is it going to get to like that size? This was a lock that I had split before, I think. Well, anyways, you see how it starts out like really small? You see how big they can expand? I mean, that's a good one, especially for you newbies out there. Like, technically, if I had cut this off, this would be like the size of my starter lock. Like, this is where we started, and this is where we're going. So I'm really excited. This is all my new growth, by the way. It's normal to have like 1 to 2 inches of new growth, because if you think about it, when you first started your lock journey, your hair might have took a month, like a couple weeks to a couple months, depending on who you are, to fully like hit the budding stage. So your new growth has to go through the budding stage too. And so yeah, so I was worried that like not all of them was like that size, but like, you know, a little bit smaller, and maybe they weren't going, like, were they just not catching up? But they were fine. They're just smaller, because usually maybe my hair is just softer or finer there. It happens. Let me see. I did split. I feel like they're right here, but I feel like they've gotten thicker. Maybe it wasn't there. Maybe it's right next door. Yeah, so you can kind of tell the differences there. Mind you, when I say I split my locks, it was like at 3 weeks when they had not started budding, contrary to popular belief. I split my locks, like they were just in a comb coil pretty much. I washed my hair and I just took it apart and then palm rolled them separately, and the electrician just kept them together, and it just ended up working. My front is doing pretty good. Like you can tell, like it's definitely budding. Okay, I have a very thin end there, and I don't know if that was just you know, I mean, some people go through the whole thing of getting your hair trimmed, blah blah blah, before you start, and I got my hair trimmed like months prior to this. Needless to say, she did not trim any of my hair off. Contrary to popular belief, people thought I had a big chop, but my hair has so much shrinkage, it's ridiculous. It compresses so much, it's ridiculous. So, and this side is getting, see what I mean? Just fuzzies everywhere. And this one is getting pretty thick. So this is what they're looking like, looking not too bad. Yeah, see, I have like soft hair. Okay, so I have some soft hair here. The front part is what I constantly have to use a comb, like a barber's comb, to like repart, because there's like many, like my hair is just so short, like baby hairs I guess is so short, whatever, or short hair, whatever. I mean, if you're picky if I say baby hair or not, you know. Woo. But constantly like seeps out, so I've like constantly like repart it and twist it. So sometimes I retwist it in between real quickly, and usually as I'm like moisturizing my hair, I spray it with water, have my oils, and I just palm roll it and use some of these clips to hold it in place, and just let it air dry. So that's what I do in the front, especially when I want like my hair to kind of go maybe one more week. And instead of, you know, putting more product on it, blah, 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 I just kind of want to hold it in place until it's time. So thank you guys so much for watching. I mean, I'm pretty sure that was all for my 8th-month lock journey update. Please give this video a thumbs up. Also, I had just recorded, like I told you guys earlier, the clip placement episode for my 3rd episode of the Don't Dread It Lock series. So make sure you stay on the tune for that. If you have any questions, you are welcome to leave them here, but make sure you head over to my Don't Dread It Lock series episodes and leave it there, because your video could turn into a video. Your question could turn into a video. Again, this has been a beautiful journey and I do not regret it. So if you're thinking about starting your locks, here's my personal message to you: do it. And until next time,